Grandpa, would you tell me a Halloween story, please?
Well, okay, but before I start, Melissa, you'll have to listen very carefully. Promise?
Promise.
Well, it was a dark and stormy Halloween evening. The wind was howling, the owls were hooting, and my pals Billy, Dennis, and Scott and I were all dressed up in our scariest Halloween costumes. Suddenly, we heard strange sounds coming from the vacant house across the street. We wanted to find out what was inside, so we waited until the light turned green, crossed the street, and ran towards the house. Carefully, we walked up the stairs onto the creaky porch. We pushed the door open and walked into the pitch-black house. I had forgotten the flashlight that my mother always told me to take along on Halloween, so we couldn't see a thing except for our brightly colored costumes that glowed in the dark. All of a sudden, I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. I turned around, and a vampire with fangs for teeth and bloodshot eyes was standing right in front of me.
Good evening, my little ghosts and goblins, and welcome to the haunted Halloween house. We've been expecting you.
My pals ran to the door, but it slammed shut. I could hear our hearts pounding louder and louder.
Leaving so soon? Why, you've just arrived. Don't be frightened. There's really nothing to be afraid of. Except...
Billy turned to me and whispered, "I'll never go into a stranger's house again. Never." "What's that sound?" I asked.
Oh, you want to discover the secret of Halloween, do you? All right, then. It's just behind that door. Open it, if you dare.
Holding my breath, I walked towards the door. As I reached for the door handle, the door opened. A bright light was coming from inside an old dusty trunk. As I got closer, the sounds got louder. I opened the trunk. Witches, skeletons, bats came flying at us.
And then what happened, Grandpa?
I woke up. It was just a dream. But you see, Melissa, Halloween can be lots of fun, but the trick to having a great Halloween is to follow a few simple safety rules. Now tell me, what have you learned from the story?
I'll never go into a stranger's house. I'll always take a flashlight when I go trick-or-treating. I won't go out alone. I'll always wear a bright reflective costume so people can see me in the dark.
Anything else, Melissa?
I'll always wait until the light turns green. And I'll look both ways before crossing.
Remember, wait till you get home to try Halloween treats and eat Kraft wrapped candies.
Who was that, Grandpa?
I'm really not sure.